You're listening to Vegan Freak Radio, because vegetarian freaks would just be too square.
So you're going to start talking or what?
No.
We're not going to have a show unless you talk.
It's going to be a silent podcast.
Everybody
in the audience is going to have to guess what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
just by...
So it's like living with you.
Shut up.
I'm teasing you. Oh, he's got the middle finger.
Sit and spin, baby.
I'm just teasing you. Relax. So, hey, welcome to Vegan Freak Radio.
Number 44.
Number 44. It's going to be a short show.
Someday in August. I don't know what the fuck the date is.
I don't either. 6th.
6th. Okay.
It's the 6th. Yeah, it's going to be a short show because I'm really busy with work stuff that I have no choice but to do. So.
Yep. And we've got shit to do. So, short show. What's wrong?
No, I'm waiting for you to finish what you're saying.
That's all I was saying. There's a funny look in your face.
I don't know. I'm funny looking. It's not my fault.
Yeah. So, where do we start? We don't even have an outline for this show.
No, we don't.
So
what are we doing?
I don't know. I'm not in a good mood.
Oh, no. Why not?
I don't know. For reasons I'd rather not go into on the podcast.
Okay, fine. I understand. I really do.
But maybe I should use all my piss and vinegar to rant.
Okay, rant. Go for it.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
What? The levels aren't right?
I'm lower than you.
I don't know.
By a lot.
It looks about the same to me.
All right, go.
Rant. Okay. What I can't stand are the people who think that things like milk and wool are okay because they think it's some sort of sustainable form of animal agriculture.
We have to milk the cows or they'll explode.
Exactly. We have to shear the sheep. We have to milk the cows. Well, why is that?
But in a sense, we do have to.
We do, but it's our fault that we have to.
Exactly. We're not looking at the root cause.
Right. So
the root cause is that we put them in a position where they must be sheared, where they must be milked.
Exactly. They have to be milked because we make them pregnant.
Yep.
And then we take away their babies. And their babies aren't drinking the milk.
Nope.
So we have to milk them.
Yep.
And yeah, they have to be milked, but that's our fault.
Yep.
Because we're forcing them to have babies. Now, you think about, like, trying to do that to a human. You know, forcing a woman to be pregnant, taking her kid away from her, and then pumping her milk. It's just not right. Well, yet we do this to animals all the time. Cows.
They're just
goats.
Animals, Jenna.
Right. The same thing with wool. We have to shear the sheep. They need to be sheared. Well, yeah, they do. But why is that? Because we're raising them for wool. Because we're raising them for meat. And all wool ends up as meat. All milk, cows, dairy ends up as meat.
We created this situation.
We did.
Yep.
So, fuck.
Yeah, what you said.
It's annoying.
It is annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, people don't want to make the logical leap of thinking about these things.
Well, it's because they would. It's easier to think that you just have to take care of the problem. You know, it's easier to think, well, we have to do it that way rather than looking at the root causes of the problem. We do this all the time.
Yeah, same thing with like heart disease and all the diseases that Americans are getting now when they're getting older. People think this is normal.
Yeah.
What's a normal part of getting older? I have heart disease. I have high cholesterol. I have diabetes. It's normal. No, it's not.
Well, instead, what we do is we throw drugs at the problem rather than looking at the root cause.
Exactly.
Yep. That's what we always do.
I know.
I would say it's the American way, but it's actually the way of the West.
It is. Very much so.
And it would be the way of everybody else if they could afford to do it too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's what we do. We try to come up with these. I mean, in a bigger sense, we also try to come up with technological solutions to problems that aren't necessarily technological. Like, feeding the world, for example. Everyone thinks that if I have to tell another vegan that veganism will not feed the world, I'm going to go crazy. No, really, veganism will not feed the world. All of you old stinky hippies out there need to get off of that shit. It's from 1971. Step away from it. Step away from your put the Francis Moore LaFay down. Does not work anymore, okay? Walk away from it. It never did work, but walk away from it. Even if everybody went vegan tomorrow, there would still be plenty of hungry people in the world. Lots and lots and lots and lots of hungry people in the world. As many as today. Would there be more food available to feed them? Probably. But there's plenty of food available today to feed all these people in the world. Yet, we don't. We don't because, politically speaking, the will is not there. The distribution system is set up so that we can't feed everyone.
Right. And what happens is that people are raising food, but they're exporting it to get the money, and then they don't have anything to feed themselves.
I said this on the show a while ago, but during the 1980s when there was a famine in Ethiopia, they were actually exporting fruit to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
This is the dynamic that causes hunger. It has nothing to do with veganism. I'm sorry, vegans. I wish it did. I wish veganism were the magic silver bullet that could kill all the world's problems, but it can't. It's not going to solve hunger, and people need to stop pretending like it will.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Case in point.
Yes.
I was reading an article a week or two ago. There's a shortage of dal from India, the lentils.
It's our fault.
Various kinds of lentils. And because they had a really bad monsoon or something, really bad year for crops around the world, actually. I'm sure it has nothing to do with global warming.
No.
But anyway, there's a dal shortage, and people in the U.S. are having a hard time getting dal, or the price is going up like crazy because, India is actually taking the step that doesn't happen too often. They're saving their dal production for themselves so that they have dal to eat. And so all the people who want dal in the United States are having a hard time.
Well, good for them.
That's what it should be.
That's how it should be. I'm sure they'll be taken to the WTO tribunal for that.
Probably.
The WTO is like, they'll take you to the WTO for impeding trade in any way, shape, or form. And I'm sure someone will take them to the WTO for that.
It wouldn't surprise me.
If dal mattered more to America, we would.
It's mostly just the Indian American community that's...
So, like Dearborn, Michigan will take them to court or
probably,
something. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out where there are a lot of Toronto. Well, maybe they actually... No, they probably are still struggling under the exports, too.
I don't know.
Well, let's move on.
All right.
So what are we going to do?
Let's hear. We have one voicemail, we've got one email, and we've got various things from the news.
Okay, let's do the voicemail.
All right.
This is the kind of voicemail that will almost always get played.
Yes.
Because it's ego massaging.
Hey, vegan freaks. I'm just calling to wish you guys a happy birthday. I just recently discovered your podcast. It's really awesome. I love your irreverent attitude. It's hilarious. And I've been listening to all of the podcasts on the archives and everything, keeping up with the new ones. It's really awesome. I've been a vegan for going on 2 years now. Still trying to make more vegan friends and whatnot. And so it's nice to listen to your podcast and feel like, well, I'm not the only vegan freak out there, you know what I mean? I tend to be more of a fundamentalist than even some of the vegans I've met. So anyway, yeah, all right, good work on everything. And, by the way, your book was great too. So take care. Bye.
See, that's awesome. We like that. Thank you so much.
That was from someone named Will, by the way.
From Canada?
No.
No?
From California.
Get out.
Yeah.
Sounded very Canadian to me.
I don't know.
I'm sure the Canadians out there are like, no. I don't know. Just well,
thank you for wishing us a happy birthday. We really appreciate that. That's the only happy birthday voicemail that we got. Despite the fact that we asked for more.
Did we?
At least on the show notes. Not everybody reads the show notes.
Most people probably don't because iTunes just sucks down our shows.
Yeah.
And people can sometimes ignore that page. I hope they don't, though.
It's got lots of good info on it. Links.
It does. Actually,
sometimes it's got pictures.
We do get quite a lot of hits on those pages, on those pages, but I think, whatever. Ay. Let's move on.
Okay.
So, a couple news items.
News items.
Should I play my little George Bush thing?
Sure.
No, I'll just play Bush saying this.
The internets.
Stuff we find on the internet. Where are we going first?
Go ahead. You read one of them.
I read one of them. Didn't you do the shocking arrest thing, or did I send you that?
No, you sent me that.
Oh. This is what you call a disorganized show.
All right.
So, yes. Okay, right. If this is the first time listening to Vegan Freak Radio, go back in the archives and check out a couple other shows. We're not usually like quite this bad.
No.
Actually, this is one that's from Mick Paper or USA Today. I hate USA Today. It's like the worst paper ever. It's like paper for people who can't read or something.
Fluff.
It's all fluff. But there is an interesting article in USA Today from... When are you from? 8/3/2006, 8:41 p.m. Eastern Time. The title of it's an editorial opinion piece. The title is "Mad Cow Watch Goes Blind." Creekstone Farms, a Kansas beef producer, wants to reassure customers that its cattle are safe to eat. Boo. By testing them all for mad cow disease. Sounds like a smart business move, but there's one problem. The federal government won't let the company do it. So the USDA has invoked an obscure law. I almost said obscene. An obscure law from 1913 that's intended to thwart con artists from peddling bogus hog cholera serum to pig farmers. And in doing that, they're blocking companies from selling testing kits to Creekstone. So what the USA... this op-ed piece from USA Today or McPaper or whatever says that the USDA is doing the bidding of large cattle barons, and they're afraid basically that the marketing of this one company saying they have non-mad cow beef will hurt the dairy industry and force other companies to do it in order for them to stay competitive. So what they're saying here is that the USDA is blocking Creekstone, but the department said last month that it's reducing its mad cow testing program by 90%. The industry and its sympathetic regulators seem to believe that the problem isn't mad cow disease. It's the tests that find mad cow. The department tests only 1% of the roughly 100,000 cattle slaughtered daily. Daily.
Holy shit.
The new plan will test only 110 cows a day. So what they're doing is they're cutting back. They're trying to save $35 million a year to buy 3 or 4 more bombs to blow up brown people with somewhere in the Middle East, or to give to Israel to blow up people with in the Middle East. I'm sure we'll get some hate mail about that. But anyway, what they say here is that really that they see that as a kind of pittance against what will happen if there is mad cow found and the beef industry suffers. I look at it as kind of a problem of, sticking your fingers in your ears and going, la, 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 I don't want to hear anything else. So it's just,
yeah, if we don't test it, then we'll never find it.
So if a mad cow falls in a forest, falls in a slaughterhouse, and no one's around to test it, it's a mad cow. Is it still a mad cow?
Not according to the USDA.
Well, ask your brain when it's riddled with holes from the prions that have worked their way into your tissue. So yeah, basically what we see here is, of course, another... let me just say, Republican administrations are very good at routing out regulation. They always get rid of regulations because they think regulations slow business down, and they think regulations are bad. So they always deregulate. But ultimately, regulations are in place for a reason. Now,
that's because they want to protect corporations and not consumers.
Well,
they
of
don't
course.
give a shit about us.
No,
we're not a corporation.
We can be replenished very easily. Yeah, we can be. Who cares about regular people? Screw us. So I don't know. Another reason to go vegan if you're not vegan. If you're not vegan, come on. You should be if you're listening to the show. You should be anyway. Come on. What?
Yeah, definitely.
Why are you laughing at me?
None.
You should be vegan, damn it. If you're not.
That's our argument. You just should be.
You just should be. We have arguments. We wrote a whole book about it.
I know.
But, and I'm writing another one about it. So the point is Mad Cow is going to come and get you.
Okay. This article is in our local paper, but it's an Associated Press article. It says, produce whole grains being added to WIC shopping lists. And for those of you not in the country...
wait a minute. Wait.
ATV.
RDT. You didn't ask me what RDT stood for.
You're going to get in trouble if you say that.
I don't care.
Okay, go ahead.
Redneck Death Trap.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
WIC is women, infants, and children. It is, right now it says, WIC now pays about $35 monthly for staples such as juice, eggs, cheese, and milk. That's a healthy diet right there. And it goes to basically women with infants and children who can't afford to buy food, and they give them, money each month so they can buy food, but they have to buy specific things,
right?
Which is annoying. And of course, as you can see, the juice, eggs, cheese, and milk aren't the best things to eat, but it says that fruits, vegetables, and whole grains are being added to grocery lists for low-income mothers and children under a federal program that helps feed more than half the babies in the United States. Holy shit, half the babies in the United States. The foods will be covered...
1 in 5 children live in poverty in the United States.
That's sad. The foods will be covered by the Women, Infants, and Children program under changes proposed Friday. And then the paragraph about the juice, cheese, eggs, and milk. The revisions followed the advice of the federally chartered Institute of Medicine, which said the WIC program needs to reflect changes in science and society since it was created 3 decades ago. The addition of fruits, vegetables, and whole grain products also tracks changes last year to the government's own dietary guidelines. The WIC food package has not been revised or updated since 1980, said Kate Kohler, the Agriculture Department Deputy Undersecretary who oversees the program. We thought it was a prudent time to have scientific review of the package. Well, yeah. The shopping list has gone largely unchanged since WIC began in the 1970s. In the meantime, food availability has grown. Obesity has become a major public health threat, and WIC itself has grown dramatically, reaching 8 million people nationwide. Knowledge about nutrition has also advanced. So, yeah, people recognize, the government even says that vegetables, fruits, and whole grains are good for you. And yet, we're still... I don't know.
Even the single biggest lying entity on the face of the earth.
Yeah, well, that's because they're talking out both sides of their ass.
That's an interesting mixed metaphor.
I know. They're talking out their ass, talking out both sides of their mouth. Okay. On the one hand, they want to, promote this supposedly healthy diet, and then on the other hand, they're, have amazing subsidies for farmers and all this stuff, and they're promoting, of course, the meat industry and dairy industry. So. Yep. Yeah.
Well, that's good, though, that they're changing it.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, look at this paragraph I just noticed. Proposed changes to this program include cutting milk from up to 3 cups daily to 2 cups for children 1 through 5. New substitutions would allow soy milk and tofu for people who have milk allergies or trouble digesting lactose.
Well, you have to have an allergy or trouble, though, right?
I don't know. I have trouble digesting milk because it makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about it.
I don't think the government would let you count that.
Probably not. But it's interesting that they're finally actually say the word soy milk in there.
They're coming around.
Amazing.
You can get soy milk everywhere now, pretty much.
I know.
So
it's very cool.
Cool indeed.
Okay.
I don't know why we're talking about this one, maybe because it involves McDonald's. I don't know. And a dog. Well, anyway, this is from pawtuckettimes.com, and the title of the article is Shocking Arrest. His first arrest proved shocking to back. The German Shepherd police dog placed in service 2 weeks ago got zapped with electricity at 3 a.m. Friday when the man he was arresting bit into a 220-volt electrical cord with the announced plan of killing anyone who touched him, police say. No one died, but Adalberto Cardoso, 39, of Sumner Street, will face a raft of charges, including cruelty to animals, once he is discharged from the hospital. An employee at McDonald's, 255 Lonsdale Avenue, called for help at 3 a.m. after Cardoso used his fist to break open a plate glass window and enter the business, police allege.
Jesus.
This is called PCP. The first police officers on the scene report seeing Cardoso inside McDonald's wearing only boxer shorts and his blood that covered him from his head to his feet. Police surrounded McDonald's and ordered Cardoso to surrender. Officers report Cardoso instead jumped out of a broken window and fought with police, who report they could not get a good grip on him because of his strength and the blood and sweat that covered him. Ew. He also fought with the police dog, punching it in the mouth and neck, police allege. Cardoso was able to crawl back to the broken window, and Officer Ernest Pendergrass, who handles the police dog, pulled back the dog, fearing it would be injured by the jagged glass in the window frame. Cardoso escaped and jumped back into McDonald's from the broken window, police allege. Police entered to find Cardoso staying on top of the milkshake machine. Officers allege. They couldn't make that one up.
No.
As they approached, police say Cardoso turned the machine on and began throwing handfuls of milkshake at the police and the police dog, officers allege. Now, if our dog were a police dog, he'd be on the floor licking up.
Oh, yeah, totally.
The dog, Officer Jeffrey Davis, Officer Robert Cardente, and Officer Dino Giorgio all received electrical shocks because they were wrestling with Cardoso as he... Oh, I fucking skipped a paragraph!
Oh, no!
Jeez, I need to go back to grade school and learn how to read. Fuck. I missed a key paragraph here.
Okay, now go back, though.
I go back.
Okay.
Police entered to find Cardoso staying on top... The print's small and I'm blind and old. I'm just yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Go back, honey.
I've spent a lot of time writing lately, and I'm going to Kentucky next week. Hey, by the way, if there's anyone out there who's from Kentucky, get in touch with me. If you're in Louisville. So, and you're not crazy. Yeah, we have a lot of crazy listeners. They'd have to be to keep listening to this show.
Yeah, they would.
To go back, okay, where was I? Cardoso was able to pull the machine from the wall, police say. This is the milkshake machine. When back, the police dog pulled him to the ground. Cardoso announced, "I'm going to kill us all," and bit into the electrical cord.
Oh my God.
Now to the paragraph
Okay.
I read previously. The dog, Officer Jeffrey Davis, Officer Robert Cardente, and Officer Dino Giorgio all received electrical shocks because they were wrestling with Cardoso as he bit the cord. Officer Pendergrass pulled back his partner, and reports he struck Cardoso on the shoulder and back with his fighting baton, causing him to drop the electrical cord from his mouth. Police say they dragged Cardoso away from the electrical cord outlet and handcuffed him. Besides cruelty to animals, Cardoso is being charged with breaking into McDonald's, assault on police officers, and resisting arrest. He was admitted to Memorial Hospital because the deep cuts in his hands and forearms apparently caused when he broke through the plate glass window. The dog was not injured, but 3 police officers were treated for cuts and bruises. Because the breaking and entering charge is a felony, Cardoso will face charges in Superior Court. So he wanted his McDonald's apparently, and was having a blast with the milkshake.
But that's good that he's being charged with cruelty to animals.
They're going to get him on anything they can.
Well, yeah, but it's good because, I mean, it's sad that they had to use the police dog to try, to attack, but at the same time, if they're going to do that, then if you fuck with the dog, they should be animal cruelty charges.
But I mean, the real cruelty to animals going on there is the way in which they train a police dog, right?
Oh, yeah, that too.
I mean, they train the dog essentially to bite and attack people.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that? I think that's kind of an issue.
Yeah, of course.
That needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't read. I've got a PhD from an Ivy League university, and I can't read.
That's okay.
I can write. I'm pretty good. I can write real good. I'm SMRT. I can write okay. The dog farted.
Oh, he hasn't done that in a long time when we were doing the podcast.
Yeah, I know. He's looking up. Like, yeah, it was me. I'm pretty sure he did.
Great.
He's far enough away that it's only kind of faint.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, one last article. It's about bees. Bumblebees prefer warm, colorful drinks.
Warm, colorful drinks?
Yeah.
Huh.
Bumblebees like their nectar hot and can use floral color as a way to find it, according to a report published Thursday. What the bees appear to be doing is a bit like us drinking a hot drink on a cold day, said the research group leader, Lars Chitka, a behavioral ecologist at the University of London. The interesting thing is that bees don't just prefer the warmer drinks, they learn to predict the flower temperature from the flower color, he said of the study published in the journal Nature. And then it talks about the study. But just one more thing to show how bees are quite intelligent.
Oh, no. Here we go. We're going to talk about bees again.
That's all. I'm just putting it out there.
Because whenever we talk about bees, we get angry emails from people who are like, I'm a vegan and I eat honey. I can't believe you said that honey's not vegan. It's usually how they are.
Well, it's not, so just give it up.
There you go. Your server disconnected. By the way, honey, not vegan. But I don't think it's a big deal. Like, I don't think it's the first thing I would ever talk about to somebody.
Well, of course not, but at the same time, it's really easy to avoid.
It is. We always talk about honey.
We do. We've talked about this before.
I don't need to go there anymore.
Just putting the info about the bees out there.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Now what?
We have a funny email.
Okay.
From
you're going to make me read?
Oh, you want me to read it?
Give me
I'll read
this.
it. I'll read it!
I can prove to people I can read.
Okay.
Yes. I did actually used to have to go to little special classes in the trailer. I did. In the parking lot.
I know.
At my school. For my speech impediment. Which I don't think I don't know, whatever. You know. Who cares? This is from Ryan McMichael. Ryan at VegBlog. Lays. He's got a million different names.
Mm-hmm.
And a million different domains. But he's writing to forward on to us a email from his family.
Some sad news.
Some very sad news. His older brother passed on.
Mm-hmm.
His older brother, the sourdough in the basement,
Mm-hmm.
passed on. And I wish I had more time to prepare. I could have put on a funeral dirge of some kind or another. But Ryan says that, the sourdough in the basement that he discussed on, what show was that?
It was like 1 or 2 shows back.
Mm-hmm. A couple shows ago that he discussed has died. So Ryan has this note from his mom where his mom writes to him and says, sorry to tell you, but our sourdough died. And has a little frowning face. Dad wanted to feed it the other day, but when we got out, the container had a little mold on it, and the sourdough looked funky, so we decided it was time to let it go. And I like funky and let it go are in quotes. Because you could just kind of feel the...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We do plan on starting another batch and see how long it lasts. So now you'll have a younger brother.
Yay.
So the sourdough in the basement
has passed on
to the big bread oven in the sky.
So I hope they gave it a proper goodbye.
I hope so too.
Farewell. Yes.
That's sad.
That is sad.
It was like 30 years old or something.
I know.
Right? So
it was older than he is, so it's over 30 years old.
It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's really tough. I don't know.
But now on to the next generation of sourdough starter.
There you go. Yeah, I think it's, you can always, it's good. It's good.
Can move on.
Genetic diversity is a good thing.
Uh-huh.
Despite what the royals will tell you. What?
No.
Well, they have
Yes.
dominant.
I mean, that's what we always study them in genetics class.
Yeah, right. So.
Yeah, the hemophilia kind of thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And deaf and that kind of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's about all for our show today.
We're a complete fucking mess.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm leaving town later, and I won't be back until Sunday, a week from today. So we probably won't have a show out next Sunday, but probably have one out next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Perhaps a subscriber podcast.
Maybe just a subscriber one. Yeah, that could be the case. Just a subscriber show next week. And then the week after that, we'll be back with hopefully back with a full-blown show.
Yeah, I think so.
So, yeah. We apologize. This week's show is a complete mess.
Just because we're a complete mess.
We are, actually. I'm writing a paper on nanotechnology.
Yeah.
And its social consequences. It's actually quite interesting, but I haven't had a lot of time to prepare for the show. And I'm behind on the deadline for this paper, and I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about nanotech on another show, because
it's interesting.
It is interesting.
Scary.
And a little scary as well. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like biotech, but even more scary.
Mm-hmm. Biotech at a quantum level.
Indeed. Can be. Some of it. Below, I think it's below, is it 5 nanometers? You get into quantum effects. Very interesting. Things change.
Indeed.
The properties of matter are different. So I'm writing about the social effects of nanotechnology on agriculture and food and things like that. So that's kind of been what's on my mind lately, and I haven't been around the forums much. So next week I'm going to present that paper in Louisville, Kentucky. What?
None.
I didn't say anything about Kentucky.
I know.
Okay.
I know. There are actually vegan restaurants there, apparently.
Yeah, there are like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try those out, I hope. Knowing my luck, I'll get roped into going somewhere else with people I know and eating French fries. But, whatever. It's cool. There's always peanut butter and jelly. So, and little fruit bars and shit like that. But anyway, next week we'll have a subscriber-only show. And then the week after that, we'll be back with a real show.
Yeah.
And,
we'll get our shit together, and we'll have a decent real show.
We will indeed. Like a real one that we've planned out and thought about. So that's about all we have for this week. Anything else is just going to be an absurd waste of your time. Like the show already has been. An absurd waste of your time. And listen, if this is the first Vegan Freak Radio you're listening to, my God, I'm really sorry. Go back and listen to the archives.
Yeah. We've got some good shows in there.
We do. I mean, they're few and far between, but they're there. So, there are a couple there. Yeah. And if you're not a subscriber and you want to be a subscriber, it's on our webpage at podcast.veganfreak.com. You should go and support our advertisers over at podcast.veganfreak.com, like Herbivore Magazine, Food Fight Grocery,
Cosmos Vegan Shop.
Cosmos Vegan Shop.
Good Baker.
Good Baker doesn't advertise. No.
And
they don't either.
Drina Burton.
They ran out. They'll pay for 2 months.
Okay.
So there you go.
Sorry.
So that's what you should do. You should go there and go buy stuff from them because they support the show.
Indeed.
And our subscribers support the show as well. $4 a month.
That's like, one fancy coffee at Starbucks.
It's like less than one of a fancy coffee at Starbucks, I think. I haven't been to Starbucks in a long time. But yeah.
That's 2 beers at the bar around here.
Around here, yeah. I was going to say where. Around
That's
here,
That's less than one frou-frou drink.
That's way less than one frou-frou drink. It's even less than an hour of labor at minimum wage in the United States. So, anyway, the subscriptions help. We're for those of you that have subscribed recently, we're out of buttons, but have more coming in.
Yes.
So
that's why I haven't sent them.
Yeah,
we're
out, but we have more coming. And if you haven't received a button and you've been a subscriber for a while, you need to send an email to Jenna. You can send it to podcast@veganfreak.com, but Jenna is the one who takes care of those. So if you have a button, if you need a button, let us know. Okay?
Jenna@veganfreak.com.
All right, just send it right there. It'd be easier. So let's call this thing to a close. Let's
all right.
shut the fuck up and get out of here because we're making just no sense at all. And I'm rambling, and I don't want to ramble.
Okay.
So
well, until next
week's
week
subscribers,
or 2 weeks.
we will, for the subscribers, we will definitely play some rockin' cheesy music.
Oh, yes.
And we'll have an interesting show for you. Subscriber podcasts are a little more... they got a little something extra.
Yep.
So, anyway. Thanks for listening, I think. I don't fucking know.
Bye.
I feel that I'm a vegan freak. Was just stumble